My spirituality, I mean, I don't know if some of you may throw rocks at me, but that's okay. But my spirituality is this. I was raised up in church, basically Christian. I don't consider myself a Christian. I really don't. I believe in the teachings of what Jesus taught. I mean, I do. But I am not a traditional Christian. But this is what I do believe. I believe that if, the model that Jesus set up, and it's a very powerful model, it's a true model. He said everything is summed up in two basic laws. One, love the divine within your thoughts. Love the divine within every action and every deed. And realize the divine presence is within you. If you love that presence, things begin to change. The first law is that. Second law is love Gary, love Susie, love your brother, love your in-laws, love your outlaws, love your son, love your ex-wife, your current wife, your husband, the same exact level, the same exact rate you love yourself. That means if I have an issue with Elizabeth and I feel it, guess how I will love Elizabeth? The same way I love me inside. Isn't that true? So inside of us, if we release any hurt, any pain, anything like that, I feel that we're learning to love the divine presence within us because we keep ourselves pure. Some will say this is the temple. What do you hold inside? Of course, Jesus, he said this. He said, the kingdom of heaven is at hand. The kingdom of heaven is in your heart. Isn't that true? So if that's true, who holds the keys? What you hold inside your mind. Now, if you have bad memories and you hold it inside your mind, guess what kind of keys you hold? The kingdom of hell. If the kingdom of heaven is at hand, the kingdom of hell is where? At hand as well, depending what you hold on to. Now, even though that's the teaching of Jesus, and I think it's been totally distorted, but I think if you understand that if you realize what you hold in your mind, what you hold in your heart, you attract and radiate, all you do is change what you have inside. If you don't like what you're seeing and experiencing now, let go of what's inside. That's the key. Here's another key point. What I fear the most comes upon me. What I fear controls me. Job said it perfectly. So the first thing we want to do is what? Eliminate, get rid of every negative emotion. Everything that hurts. As you do that, what happens? You have peace. Buddha said it great. Those who hold the hot coals of anger get burned. That's the same thing. What you hold inside, what you hold in your mind, you attract. Very powerful. All right, that's another one. And then, of course, when you operate from this mentality, what is true spirituality? Jesus, I'm using the Jesus model again. In the Bible, he had never used this word S-T-R-E-S-S. Never. You'll never find stress in the Bible. I wonder why. Must he calls it something else. You know this logically? The leading cause of all our health problems, stress and emotions. The leading cause of death, stress and emotions. Relationship problems, stress and emotions. So obviously, the world hasn't changed. So what he probably called it the lust of the flesh, expressions of the body. Isn't that right? Well, it had to be it. So if it's the yeah, well, what lust? Well, there's good lust and bad lust. Ones that hurt, the ones that doesn't feel so good. Does that make sense? And so obviously, there has been a distortion, going on, because he never used the word sin, ever used the word sin.
Well, he didn't focus on negatives. He always talked about
Absolutely, absolutely. So he didn't say sin. Sin didn't come into existence until 1611 by King James, and he said Jesus used a phrase: "You're missing your divine potential. You're missing your potential." And then King James said, "Hey, the archers," and of course he translated from the French version. He said, and they said, "Well, it's like you aim at a target and you miss the mark." The word sin. And of course, if you change the language of the Indians, their culture disappears. If you give the word a different meaning than what it was originally meant, the meaning changes. So Jesus didn't have this idea of sin. He said, "Hey, you're making a mistake.
Pick up your mat and move on."
Just move on. Do something different." There's no dark mark because he realizes that everybody does the best they can based on what the references they have. That's what, and then of course the fruits of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, kindness, temperance, and self-control. All we want to do is develop self-control, personal power. Learn how to love ourselves and be nice to ourselves. That's true spirituality. And by the way, there is no group to sign up with. It's something you walk on a daily basis. As you're walking through this world and something triggers you, Sue may trigger me, or Dan may trigger me, or Sue may, or somebody, guess whose problem it is?
Yours.
Mine. And of course, if I entertain it, I enter into my own kingdom of hell. Or I choose to tap it away, let it go, and I choose to love Sue. Because my problem is mine. That's true spirituality. And that's really what was being taught. Nothing to join, nothing to sign up. And of course, in Timothy it says something like this. He said, God has not given you a spirit of fear, but a sound mind. It's all in your mind. Is that not the truth? And Jesus said this. He said, the eyes are the lamp to the body. If your eyes are light, the body's light. If your eyes are dark, the body's dark. How great the darkness is. What's he talking about? What you think. What you think affects how you feel. If you think good things, you feel good. If you think bad things, you feel bad. He went on to say something like this. He goes, the good man will go in his heart and pull out good treasures and act what? Good. The bad man will go in his heart, pull out bad treasures and act bad. Most people see it as us and them. But it's the one and the same. It's the same person. Do you not have good and bad treasures? Absolutely. So what he's saying is, what you think, what you pull up, affects how you feel and perform. If you go in and you release and let it go, guess what happens? You feel good, you act differently. Say, build your treasures in heaven, where no moth and rust will destroy. So where's heaven at? In us. And of course, if I've been taught that if you die and get to go there, guess what? You're in the kingdom of what? Hell. So you have to understand, that's what he taught. That's what he meant. He says it's what you think, it's what you feel, it's what you keep producing. Now, even though Jesus said it, it doesn't mean it's true unless it's true. There's nothing to join.
Well, he never said heaven was a piece of real estate someplace.
Absolutely. That's why he said the man who will find, he saw this pearl in the field, will go sell the field sell everything to buy the field. Where's the field? Right here.
Well, he also said, he delivered, I don't remember exactly the situation, but he said, it's not in, heaven is not in the sky, it's not under the rock.
Absolutely. It's right here. And that's what you want. Invest right here. That's where your treasure is. Everywhere you go. And you know what? It doesn't matter if Jesus said it or not. You can go to Buddha. They all say the same thing. Everyone who will say the same thing. All spirituality starts right here. When you look in the mirror, that's where your problems are and your solutions. It's an inside job. I mean, that's my spirituality. And you know what? It works. If you test it, see it to be true. If you have anger, tap it away, let it go. Guess what you find after you let it go? Peace. And that's why he said the new thing is it'll be written in their hearts, in their minds, in their bodies. It's not on stone. It's not all the rules and all this other bull crap. It's loving you. What a powerful concept. True spirituality. And you know what? If anyone tries to guilt you, if anyone tries to make you feel bad, if anyone tries to assault you and to try to use guilt and anger and to try to make you conform to their rules, guess what they're not operating from? Love, joy, peace, kindness, temperance, and self-control.
What was it?
So that's how you know.
These things that are good rapport.
Mm-hmm. And so that's how you know. It's always after love. It's always after peace. That's what you want. And of course, this tapping will move you into that. It doesn't matter what belief you have. It's neutral. And let's say he never existed. Never existed. Does it make logical sense? I mean, he's not the only one that said it. They all say it. And just because he said it doesn't make it true unless it is true. So that's how I see it. That's my spirituality. Okay? Now, I don't want to join your group. I don't want you to join mine. And if you don't like me because I'm not a part of your group, well, I send you love anyway. Does that kind of make sense? That's where it comes from. And that is really logical. And you know what? The user's manual for the brain, NLP, is that structure. It's what goes on inside you. It's your thoughts. There are no broken people. Everybody's creating whatever they create based on their rules and understandings. And they all get to go to the same place.